Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It's the first time I've actually done something live before, so just bear with me. So as you can tell by today's title, there's going to be a lot of things that I'm covering with the likes of Marc, with the likes of Lorenzo, Sinistera as well, Somerville. There's a lot of news going around at the moment. I do want to apologise if you can hear the wind in the background. I just thought, you know what, I'd go for a little walk, but unfortunately when I went out, it was sunny, and then within 10 minutes of walking it decided to become very grey, and it started becoming really windy. So obviously I do apologise if it's hard to hear me sometimes, but anyway, into today's news. Marc Roca has pretty much deal has pretty much been done now with Real Betis. It's on a loan to buy option, so pretty much we all know that Real Betis wanted him on loan a few weeks ago, I believe, when the news came about. But now the deal is pretty much done now. I think the figure is around about 12 million. I don't know if that's 12 million euros or if that's 12 million pounds. So if Leeds United can coop up around about 12 million quid for Marc Roca, I think that's actually fantastic, because obviously we brought him in from Bayern Munich, didn't we, for around about 10 million quid. For Jesse Marsch, but under Jesse Marsch, I don't really think he thrived. And I know there's a lot of opinions when it comes to Marc Roca, because obviously some fans hate him, some fans dislike him, and some fans are okay with him. To me, I don't really think that we get to personally see the real Marc Roca with the amount of managers that we had through last season with Jesse Marsch, Scabala, and then obviously we had Sam Allardyce and Javi Gracia. So I don't really think we could get the chance to be able to implement his best playing style, which to me is more of an expansive system. So when it comes to La Liga, with the game being a little bit less fast pace, I think it's going to suit him very well, because obviously in the Premier League it's such a fast tempo game, isn't it, with the amount of pressure, with the amount of quality off the ball as well as on the ball. It's a very different setting to any league like the Bundesliga or the Serie A or La Liga. So it is a loan to buy option. So hopefully at the end of next season, if Real Betis do want to continue with the contract agreement with Marc Roca, then he will be off the books as well. Because I mean, it's extra bit of money for the Premier League as well. Somerville, he is now, I believe, is going to be leaving Leeds United this window. I mean, I did do a live stream the other day with Leeds All the Way. I was on his channel with a little discussion what players or wingers what would actually stay at the club, or who we would want to sell. And one of the players I did mention, it was difficult to choose, because obviously we've got Nonto, Jack Harrison, Somerville, Rutter, and it was quite difficult to pick the ones who we wanted to go. So I did choose Somerville in the end. I don't think I would want Nonto or Jack Harrison to go, but other than that, I think I'd be quite happy to see Somerville leave, to be honest with you. I don't know the fee. I saw it on Leeds All the Way's video. He's quite reliable, so go check him out. So I don't know. I'm not too bothered, as long as we don't get rid of Jack Harrison, as long as we don't get rid of Rutter and William Nonto. We all know that Phil Hayes factor. A big news article on Nonto and the 49ers. So it's looking pleasing, because I don't personally think that anyone's going to pay £40 million for Nonto's services as well. There was people in the comments on that video saying, "Oh, Leeds are so deluded. Leeds fans are so deluded. Who would want to pay 40 million quid for a player?" And I think that's exactly what the strategy is. I think we're slapping such a big price tag on Nonto. I think it's to try and put off people. If you want the player, then that's how much you've got to pay. And I think it's the same with Tyler Adams as well. I mean, I've seen reports, I don't know how true it is, but I've seen reports that Tyler Adams should be staying at Leeds United just for one more season. I don't know how true that is. Just take it out with a pinch of salt. I mean, if we can keep hold of Tyler Adams for one season, this is what I said yesterday. I said if we can try and convince Tyler Adams to be able to stay for one more season, to play in the Championship and have that 12 months to get back into the Premier League, I think we should be able to do it, because I mean, we did it with Calvin Phillips, didn't we? So if we can do it with Calvin Phillips, I'm sure we can get one more season out of Tyler Adams. And then if he wants to leave after if we don't get into the Premier League, then I think that's a fair deal, you know, don't you? So yeah, Somerville should be leaving this window. We don't know how much it would be. I think it'd be roughly around about like £15 million. I think that's between £10 and £15 million. I think that would be a very reasonable offer. We all know that Brendan Aaronson has now left to go to Union Berlin. I don't really think it would be a smart move for Leeds United to bring him back after his loan spell at Union, because I personally don't think he's good enough. I don't think he's got the quality for the Premier League. I don't really think he's got the ability, the strength to play in that league. We all know what he can do in the Austrian Bundesliga. We all know that, but that's like a farmers league, isn't it? You know, so it's not really as high quality as the Premier League. So personally, I don't really want Robin Koch back. Personally, I don't really want Diego Llorente back, because he's gone out on loan now. I thought he was going to go out on a permanent basis, but he's gone out on loan to Roma. And as well, Christensen, next week sometime, or this week sometime, should we say, he should be going out on loan to AFC Roma, because they finally started to advance in their negotiations with the player. I mean, it was put on pause for, I think, around about like 7-8 days, I think it was. But now I think they're slowly getting into an agreement, a financial agreement, on whether he would be suited for the AFC Roma, and whether it'll be like a loan to buy option. But I guess that's another player going out on loan too. Also, Junior Firpo, from what I've read, he should be going out on loan as well this week, or towards the end of the week. I think he's going to Marseille as well. So he's another player who I would, in a sense, let go. So Brendan Aaronson, Robin Koch, Christensen, Somerville, and I think there's also Rodrigo. He's been linked with the move to Fulham as well. I don't know whether that's going to be a permanent basis or whether that's just going to be another loan. We'll have to wait and see. So when it comes to incomings, we all know that there's a lot of like players coming in, or should be coming in this week. The Athletic have pretty much said that they want around about like 6 players in total over the July-August transfer window. So hopefully we can bring in 2 players, and I think it would be so pivotal to actually bring in a goalkeeper, because we all know that Meslier is probably going to be leaving too. Klaassen, he did fantastic in the under-21s. But I don't really think he's ready for the championship. You know, I don't really think he's ready to be able to play in the first team. I don't really think he's ready to step up in that area like Meslier did when he came on loan and played a fantastic game against Arsenal. So yeah, I think it's so important that we do try and bring in at least 2 players. I think the 2 positions I would try and aim for are more so a left back position, and I would also try and bring in a goalkeeper. In my personal opinion, there is Caldalo. I kind of do really like him. I kind of get buzzed over just hearing his name. I mean, from watching him at Hull City last season, I think he got around about 5 or 6 clean sheets in half a season, which is really, really impressive for a loanee. But the thing is as well, I think it's because he's had championship experience before. He's had Premier League experience before with Newcastle. He's had Premier League experience before with the likes of Nottingham Forest too. So he's won the championship too. And I think that's what Leeds United need to start aiming for. I think Leeds United need to start aiming for these types of players who are, in a sense, going to bring that championship experience, can, in a sense, play at least one season in the Premier League to be able to give us that advantage in the upcoming season. For left-back position, we all are craving Ryan Manning, but I don't really think that's going to happen, because with the likes of Burnley sniffing around him, I personally think he's going to be going there. So with the likes of Charlie Taylor being linked with the club too, I think that would be more of a smart move, because Burnley want to get rid of him. I know he played more so at centre-back last season, so he gives us that versatility as well, you know. But for an out-and-out left-back, I think that would be a really good signing. I don't know how a lot of Leeds United fans would take that, of having Charlie Taylor back at the club. But personally, either Ryan Manning, I'm knackered now, that's it all. Ryan Manning or Charlie Taylor would be a fantastic fit for the club too. So when we're talking about strikers, we all know Rodrigo's linked away from the club. At first it was Everton, then it was Qatar, and now obviously it's now Fulham. So with being on £100,000 a week, Leeds United do need to get rid of him. But then that leaves us with options like Patrick Bamford, the options of Mateus Joseph, Sonny Perkin, Gelhardt as well. And these are the types of players that I personally don't know if they're going to be ready. I mean, there's a lot of like controversy over Patrick Bamford being at Leeds United next season. But I personally don't think it'd be too bad being in the Championship, to be fair, because it gives us that experience. He's done a lot in the Premier League, like not scoring goals. Fair enough, in his first season, he scored quite a lot of goals, but I think he's a lot better than Championship quality anyway. So it's going to be interesting to see who we do bring in. Joel Perot, is that how you say it? He was supposed to be linked with the club. I don't know how Leeds United are going to negotiate with that, because they want around about 20 million quid for him. So I personally don't see Leeds United going out spending £10 million on Nat Phillips, centre back from Liverpool. I don't see him going out and spending like 15 to 20 million pounds on Joel Perot from Swansea City. We all know that Cal Darlow, he's been linked with the club. He'll cost around between like £5 to £7 million as well. So it all depends really on how aggressive Leeds United are going to be this transfer window. I mean, I'm very excited. I don't know about you guys. I'm very excited for the Championship season to start, because with the quality of players that we do have, with the players that we're trying to retain, and a lot of players do want to stay at the club, I think Leeds United will have a fantastic chance to be able to go up, straight back up. I mean, it's going to be tough because there is quite a lot of quality teams. Southampton, Leicester and Leeds are probably the three favourites to go back up, but I can't see that happening. I believe that Leicester City will go up. I feel like Leicester City will strive in the Premier League with the additions that they've already made. So then it's between the likes of like Leeds and I'd say Middlesbrough. I think Middlesbrough are going to be a difficult team to play against this season. They've already signed 4 players as well, solidified that extra bit of depth that they need to be able to push on for the next level, because Michael Carrick is such a fantastic manager. But overall, I'm very excited for the season to start. So Fulham are interested in Rodrigo. Sinisterra is back training, which is fantastic. Somerville is going to be leaving. Jack Harrison was still up in the air, but the 49ers still want to keep in. Brennan Aaronson, Robin Koch, Diego Llorente have all gone out on loan now. Christensen is pretty much going to go out on loan, and so is Junior Firpo. So that's just pretty much all the Leeds United news. If you are new around here, make sure you like, comment and subscribe as well. I do really appreciate it. We're getting closer and closer to 1.5k now. So this has just been my first little live stream. I thought, you know what, I'll do it in nature. It's kind of like gives me a bit more of peace, you know. So yeah, hopefully I'm going to try and bring on a couple of people onto the channel so we can do a little bit of a longer stream. So I hope you have enjoyed my first ever stream. And yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next one. Peace.